Vietnam will set up zones for overseas diplomats and businessmen. And a few more COVID-19 cases all returning from Kuwait. Joining us live from Hanoi, Vietnam is Charlene Navaja. Hello, Charlene.
Hi, Alma. It's good to be back on live. How are you?
Yes, good to see you back. I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Doing great. Okay, that's good.
Okay, so the latest here in Vietnam. Okay, so Vietnam is to set up separate zones with ensured hygienic conditions and testing labs to welcome diplomats, investors, tech experts, and business people who enter Vietnam to work short time. So those people will only be staying here in Vietnam on public duty or to negotiate and sign and trade investment contracts. The National Steering Committee on COVID-19 Prevention and Control assigned Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs To Anh Dung yesterday to lead and set up the areas. They also agreed to propose resuming commercial flights with countries and territories that have contained the COVID-19 pandemic and have deep, multifaceted relationships with Vietnam. In fact, from a different source, Alma, Mr. Tomoya Onishi of Nikkei Japan newspaper, said that Vietnam will only welcome people from different countries and resume international flights where there are no new COVID-19 cases straight for 30 days. So the committee said Vietnam had basically contained the pandemic, but its development around the world kept evolving. Some people seem to have become complacent and neglected prevention measures. And according to the Deputy of Health, Nguyen Thanh Long, Vietnam has entered the new normal phase, realizing double targets of containing the pandemic and recovering socio-economy. European countries have gradually loosened prevention and control measures and opened borders. Meanwhile, the pandemic development in North is more complicated. After nearly 2 months without any infection, China has faced a second wave of the virus, with Beijing becoming a hotspot over the last several days. As the second wave of the pandemic has hit a number of countries, Vietnam is at high risk of infection again from external sources. So the committee asked its members to stay vigilant and be prepared for new scenarios. So Vietnam needs to continue tightening control at borders and manage immigration in order not to spread the virus in the community. So there are still COVID-19 patients being treated in Vietnam, and more Vietnamese citizens will be repatriated from overseas, while foreign experts and skilled laborers will enter Vietnam. Therefore, Vietnam should take careful consideration before making an announcement on the end of the pandemic. So they also assigned Viettel Military Industry and Telecoms Group and Vietnam Post and Telecommunications Group to manage the tracing to identify new cases. So Vietnam has so far repatriated more than 8,000 citizens and will continue citizen protection measures in the future. And in related news, Alma, since Vietnam are repatriating local citizens, 7 attorneys from Kuwait were confirmed to be the latest COVID-19 patients on Thursday evening, so raising the number 2. All of them were quarantined in the southern province of Bazia, Vung Tau, on arrival. So they were tested positive for SARS coronavirus 2 on Wednesday and are being treated at Bazia Hospital. All of them are male, An, Thanh Hoa, Bac Giang, Hai Dung, and Ha Tinh provinces. So the patients landed in Ho Chi Minh City on June 16 on a flight coded QH9092 from Kuwait, transiting in Qatar. The flight repatriated 266 Vietnamese citizens from Egypt, Qatar, and Kuwait. As of 6 p.m. on Thursday, Vietnam has recorded 202 imported COVID-19 cases. Vietnam has gone 63 days without community infection. So more than 6,200 people returning from overseas are under quarantine. Among 342 cases, 325 have recovered. So 49 out of 50 foreign patients have recovered. So among the 17 active cases being treated at 8 healthcare facilities nationwide, 4 have tested negative at least twice, and 13 are still positive for the virus. So the only foreign patient is the British pilot who has made miracle improvements with 90% of his kidney, heart, and liver and pancreas recovered. So, according to the treatment unit of the National Steering Committee on COVID-19 Prevention and Control. Back to you, Alma.
All right. Thank you very much, Charlene. Good to see you back. Stay safe, stay healthy. Looking forward for more news from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alma. So this has been Charlene reporting live from Hanoi, Vietnam. We'll